Hi everybody, welcome back to the 2-Minute Drill. We're talking about the unhoused, homelessness, and the resources that are there to support them. But we're here today at Community Partners Campus with Tara Glodowski, the Executive Director of the facility. And what we're learning here is that this building has so many resources for the unhoused, homeless, but for others in the community as well. Now, if you didn't know this, I wanted to give acknowledgement to Brian Gumness and Kevin Noel, really the two leaders here in the community where this was a vision, and they worked with the community stakeholders to bring this to reality. This is an important asset, and we're going to go inside, and Tara's going to show us around a bit and talk about what they do here.
Absolutely, looking forward to it.
What we'd like to learn from you today, especially from the Chamber of Commerce and the member, and to provide out to the community, what is Community Partners Campus? Tara.
Community Partners Campus is a shared space for 7 different nonprofits that all have a focus around food, healthcare, shelter, and social well-being. So it's all nonprofits who are offering services at no cost to some of the most vulnerable individuals in our community.
And because before this existed, now how long have you been open now?
Just over a year. So we officially opened our doors February 1st of 2023.
Right. And it's not an easy thing to pull together. Obviously, it took years of planning, and so here you are with an abundance of partners, and you're serving the community. Before this existed, everything was pretty disconnected, was it not? I mean, people had to move from one area of the city to the next. So has this helped to bridge some of that transportation gap?
Absolutely. So all of the programs on campus, all of the organizations did exist prior to being together under one roof. But now doing that, coming together, breaks barriers as far as that transportation piece. So individuals who may need food, who might need healthcare, they can come and get that taken care of in one stop versus having to expend limited resources as far as maybe gas or even a bus token, that type of thing. They don't have to go to multiple stops to get basic needs met. They can come to one space and have that happen. So that's the benefit kind of for our guests, for consumers. And then the benefit for all of the nonprofits is collaboration is a huge piece. So something that we've seen that's been kind of one of the biggest takeaways is translation and interpretation services. So if we have a guest that comes in and maybe speaks Spanish, oftentimes the clinic might have somebody right here on site that can kind of jump in and provide services quickly, which saves on cost, saves on time. And really for that guest needing those services, that's such a relief to not have to try to tell their story multiple times. Using a translation service on a phone, it works, but is it really helpful? Does it make a connection between two people? Not really. So that's been a huge benefit. And then also for all of our partners, they pay a below market value rent. And then that covers like cost of utilities, maintenance, cleaning for all of our shared spaces. So that's another huge benefit for the nonprofits.
Yeah, that's a true partnership model too, where everybody's got some stake into the services in the facility. How do you bring people in here and then really ascertain where they're at? So if they need housing, is there a process by which you go through?
We don't have like a dedicated process to that or like a case manager. But another piece that's been really beautiful of campus is that wherever somebody starts, maybe they come in for a specific need, they're shopping for food at the neighbor's place and working with a volunteer or working with one of their staff members, it comes up that they've maybe applied for Badger Care and that hasn't gone through yet, but they really need to be seen. They have an issue as far as healthcare goes. So that volunteer can walk them, just a few steps down to the Wausau Free Clinic and help them get an appointment set up, things along those lines. So while we don't have a dedicated person, being in one spot kind of just helps that happen naturally at times, which is great. The other beautiful thing or person that we have is Charles, who works for the Neighbor's Place as their guest services ambassador. So he's here 5 days a week, a handful of hours each day, but he kind of serves as the face as people first walk in, and he helps to get people connected, whether it is specific to Neighbor's Place programs or if they're looking for something else, dropping off a donation, interested in volunteering. So Charles has kind of taken that on within himself to do that for all of campus, and he is just a treasure.
Nice.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Gentleman that probably greeted us in
Yes.
the Marine hat.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely,
Hoorah.
absolutely.
Good. So, when I come through here, and I was here for the opening, but now you see this, it's really in motion and in action. And you see all these service organizations, you got Catholic Charities here, and in community action, right? Can you go through the gamut so people know what is here specifically on the campus?
So you mentioned Catholic Charities. So on the west end of the building is Catholic Charities, and a big piece of their footprint is the Good Shepherd Shelter. Which used to formerly be known as the Warming Center. But now, since moving into campus, they are open 365 nights a year from 7 p.m. until 8 a.m. And they provide a warm or cooled bedding space for up to 30 individuals to have each evening, showers, opportunity to have laundry done, and then a hot meal for dinner, and then breakfast before guests would head out for the day. They've also expanded into offering day center or day services also in the same space. So they kind of take about an hour every morning, Monday through Friday, to kind of flip from sleeping into day center. So they set up tables and chairs. They are working to pull in numerous different resources that we don't have here on campus to provide services for people. So if CW Solutions is a great example. They house the FSET program, so Food Share Employment Training. They may come in, I believe they actually do come on Mondays, and so they may sit down with guests and set up appointments or kind of talk them through some of their services. So those types of things can happen during the day. Also, people can shower and, again, do laundry. And they have a handful of other programs on campus, but as I said, their largest footprint is that shelter piece.
Right. And what I thought was really cool, what I really love about this place, it's not institutional. And when I say that, if folks have not been in here, just to see what you're doing here, but there's a big human dimension that, for instance, the food pantry, it's set up like a little grocery store.
It is,
and it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's that human dimension. You know what? This is here to serve people at a different point in life, but to treat the humanity and the respect that it's not institutional. It's not. You're looking like a real life business operation here.
Absolutely. You talk about that human piece, and that's so important for everybody that we serve, because they may be coming from a traumatic situation. They may have slept outside overnight. They may be worried about, how am I going to diaper my baby, or how am I going to feed my kiddos before they go off to school? And so what people need most in those situations is a smile, somebody like Charles to greet them, or someone who can kind of walk them through the entire campus, or even offer resources outside of our walls. And that's why they are our guests, because regardless if you're volunteering, if you are donating to us, if you're coming in for a service, everybody is a guest of campus and they are welcome here. And that has been a huge goal of mine, since I came on board, is to really, put that into concrete, that we want people to feel welcome. We want people to feel safe. And for everybody, again, regardless of why they may be here, everybody should feel the same when they come in.
Yeah, that deep respect. You spent some time at United Way.
I did,
right?
Yeah, about 8 years, so a little bit more than some time.
But here you are,
Yeah.
right? Foundational in the development as a professional and everything you do. I've known you for years. You're the right person here.
Oh,
I'm proud of you that you're here. The things that we're challenged with in the community, we've talked to Craig Vincent, we've talked to Tracy Rieger. You got Northern Valley Industries that are doing things to help people to get back into the workforce effectively, and relationships and everything you're doing here. People need to know in this community that it's a big heart community. A lot of love and care in this community. Business and industry are part of it. As you know, that I look around here and I see industry leaders having a presence here. And so that's how we're going to build a stronger, thriving community.
Absolutely. And I see that all of the time. So many businesses offer VTO, so that volunteer time off. And so we see large groups coming through quite often who are doing that. Connexus Cares, Associated Bank, Liberty Mutual was here this week. And so whether it's helping as being like a personal shopper in the market, walking side by side our guests as they're doing their shopping, helping clean the NTC. Oh, they have been such an amazing partner. Not only from the stand that they've brought their own teammates, their employees come in to do, whether it's touching up paint, they've done small construction things for us, but now they're also joining us on campus. They do an HSED and GED class they hold here every Wednesday afternoon. So that's been amazing. We're working on providing some dental clinics, hopefully this fall, to provide cleanings and fluoride treatments for people, because dental care is such a huge piece of overall health as well. And, kind of on those same lines, we talked about resources, and our community has been so great at embracing campus and all of our partners and realizing how important it is to sometimes bring those resources right to where people are. Right. So we have a large audience. We have a large amount of people that are here. And so NTC has joined us as kind of like a part-time tenant. Judicare provides a legal aid clinic here every other week. OLA, which is Healthy Opportunities for Latin Americans, they're here 10 hours a week. So outside of our pillars, our 7 nonprofits that were like the original partners of campus, we have been able to continue to bring some additional resources in, which is
big network.
Amazing. Yes.
Big network.
And hopefully continues.
Absolutely. So. Well, congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're doing amazing things, you and your team and everybody here, and we appreciate it very much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.